Good day everyone, I am Marvin A. Asirit, 21 years old. I live in Milanga, San Mariano, Isabela, and currently studying at the Isabela State University, Kawayan Campus, taking up Bachelor of Science in Information Technology under the BPO2B sections. My motto in life is the moment you stop accepting challenges is the moment you stop moving forward. Today guys, I will report about the history of the internet. Based on my research on Google, the internet was started and developed in the USA during the Soviet Cold War. They used it as a weapon to disturb the explosions of the bombs. And the Department of the Defense Advanced Research Agency of the USA are the people behind the inventions of this internet. So it means guys, hindi pa tayo pinapanganak dito sa mundo ay nag-e-exist na ang internet. When we are in elementary days, if I'm not mistaken, di pa natin alam ang internet. Dahil di pa natin alam gumamit ng mga gadgets that time. Because ang alam lang natin is ang laro sa kalye. But now, if I'm not mistaken, 80% of the children all over the world are using gadgets, browsing their Facebooks and Messenger through the connections of internet. So tignan nyo guys, napakalaking tulong ng invention ng USA ng internet sa atin dahil naging mas madali tayong makipag-connect sa iba through using gadgets and the connections of internet. And guys, for my own experience, nalaman ko na meron palang internet or mga Google, Facebook, etc. when I was in grade 8 or the junior high school days. Diyan ko palang nalaman na meron palang nag-e-exist na mga ganon. Because that time, first time kong magka-cellphone, pero hindi siya touchscreen, keypad, pero pwede kang mag-search through Google, pwede kang mag-Facebook. That is the Cherry Mobile. That time, para sa akin, is naging mas madali nung alam ko nang mag-search, alam ko nang mag-scroll through Facebooks and Messengers. Naging mas madali sa amin bilang estudyante na humanap ng mga kasagutan sa mga asignatura, sa aming homework assignments, just to click and search sa search engine that is Google. Diyan mas naging madali sa amin. And I think siguro all of us, even individuals that living in this universe or in this world, are very thankful to these inventions because it helps us a lot in our studies, in our workplace, and of course even in our business or the business industries. So we are very thankful because of these inventions, which is the internet. Okay guys, kapag naririnig natin ang word na internet, ang agad na pumapasok sa ating isipan ay connections. Yes, tama naman. It is a connections between a network and a computer. But ano nga ba ang internet? Makikita nyo dito sa aking side, the internet is a global information network that connects millions of computers. It is growing exponentially and provides a unique information resource that is global, diverse, and current. Based on my understanding guys, the internet is a worldwide system of interconnected computers and a network. So it means, hindi lang dito sa buong Pilipinas ang nakakonect sa internet, kundi buong mundo. It is a global interconnected. So, iisa lang ang ating ginagamit na connections, and that's what we call internet. So, it means kahit saang bansa, kahit saang lupalok dito sa mundo ka nakatira, kung gumagamit ka ng Facebook, Messengers, search engines like Google, automatiko na nakakonect ka sa internet. We are using the internet for browsing informations, scrolling to our social medias, for entertainment like musics, videos, and movies, and etc. And communicating with other people all over the world through Skype, Messengers, Facebooks, as long as we are connected to the internet. And of course, sharing informations through emails and e-commerce and banking that we are using for internet. The internet has no single inventor. Instead, it is evolved over the time. So it means patuloy na nag-e-exist and patuloy na lumalawak yung connections through internet hanggang ngayon, hanggang sa kasalukuyang panahon. And the internet is started in the United States more than 50 years ago. So like what I said earlier, it is started in the US as their government weapon to disturb the explosions of bombings during the Soviet Cold War. The scientists and researchers used it to communicate and share data with one another through what was known as DARPANET, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency Network. This is in response to the Soviet Union bombings and to create a communications network which was free from interference and disruptions para sa paghihimasok at pagputol. In that year, 1962, a scientist from MIT and DARPA named J.C.R. Linkleader proposed a galactic network of computers that could talk to one another. Sa panahong yan, the Soviets destroyed the telephone system. So that J.R.C. Linkleader proposed this network, what we called galactic network, for the government to use communicating all the leaders, even the telephone systems are destroyed. So, ginamit nila ito para makipag-communicate sa mga leaders kahit na nasisira yung telephone system sa panahon yan. In 1965, another MIT scientist developed a way of sending informations, and that is the packet switching. Packet switching breaks data down into blocks or packet before sending it to its destination. So sa panahong ito yung ginamit nila na way para mag-sense ng informations during the Soviet Cold War. Without the packet switching, the government's computer network, now known as the ARPANET, would have been just as vulnerable to enemy attacks as the phone system. So it means kung wala itong tulong ng packet switching sa panahong yan, ay naging mas mahina tulad ng pag-atake ng kaaway gaya ng phone system. So siguro mas naging mahina sila kung wala itong packet switching sa panahon niya. In 1969, ARPANET delivered its first message, a node-to-node, a communications from one computer to another, but is crash the full network. So in that year, the internet was not yet born. So it means sa panahon yan, hindi pa ganoong katunog ang internet the word. Ang tawag muna sa kanya ay ARPANET, which stands the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. So, para pa lang sa mga gobyerno during the Soviet Cold War sa panahon yan. By the end of the year 1969, just 4 computers were connected to the ARPANET, but the network were steadily during the 1970s. So it means, hindi pa gaanong nado-develop yung internet that time. Kasi for computers pa lang ang connected steadily during that war. And a scientist that named Vinton Cerf had begun to solve this problem by developing a way for all of the computers on all of the world's mini networks to communicate with one another. And his inventions are called TCP, or what we call the Transmissions Control Protocol. And he added an additional protocols known as Internet Protocol, or what we call IP this day. This too was described to be the handshakes between computers all over the world. It enabled each computers to have its own identity. These two inventions means that two computers allowing communicate with each other. So, ginamit nila ito para ma-resolve yung packet switchings during that year, during the Soviet Cold War. In 1980s, Surf Protocol transformed the internet into a World Wide Web. Throughout the 1980s, researchers and scientists used it to send files and data from one computer to another. So it means ginamit nila ito para mag-sense ng files, ng mga data sa mga computer to one another. However, the researchers was still between the scientists and these researchers from different universities and lab. So in that year, in the same year, ang internet ay patuloy pa ring dinedevelop sa ng mga scientists and researchers sa mga universities and lab. And guys, however, in 1991, the internet has changed again. So guys, isipin nyo, from ARPANET into TCP and IP, and into transform into World Wide Web. So isipin nyo guys, patuloy na ina-upgrade in that year yung internet bago nagamit ng tuluyan ng buong mundo. So isipin nyo yung mga scientists and researchers in that time, ang tatalino nila, no, naisip nila i-upgrade tong internet bago tuluyang nagamit sa kasalukuyang panahon. So what more pa kaya yung yung mga researchers ngayon, which is we are in the 21st century, or the technological world. Diba, ang tatalino nila. So malay natin sa pagdaan ng mga panahon ulit, maka-imbento ulit sila ng parang ganitong inventions na makakatulong sa ating buhay. And in the same year, Tim Berners-Lee introduced the World Wide Web. So it means Tim Berners-Lee is the founder and the father of World Wide Web. An internet that was not simply a way to send files from one place to another, but was itself a web. So it means guys, hindi lang siya basta way na mag-send ng files, kundi siya mismo ang kanyang sarili, which is the web. And Berners-Lee is the first created browser and the internet that we know today. So it means siya yung kauna-unahang scientist and researchers na nag-create ng browser na ginagamit natin ngayon. And in year 1992, a group of students and researchers at the University of Illinois developed a sophisticated browser that they called Mosaic, or it become Netscape. It is offered a user-friendly way to search the web. It allows users to see words and pictures on the same page for the first time, and to navigate using scroll bars and clickable links. So it means ito pa lang yung kinauunahang browser na ginamit in that year na makita yung mga pictures and navigate the scroll bars and clickable the links. And in the same year guys, the Congress decided the web to use for the commercial purposes. So it means yung mga company that time, ginamit nila ang web to sell goods, their products to their customers through that web, through the helps of web. So isipin nyo guys, kaya pala naging mayaman ang US because of this, the internet and web, 'di ba? What if ang Philippines ang nag-invento ng internet? So it means mas naging upgraded ang tao sa Philippines, especially mas mayaman ang bansa natin kumpara sa mga bansa ngayon, 'di ba? Isipin nyo yun guys. And in the same year din guys na develop ang mga Facebooks, Messengers, and etc. the search engines to communicate and send files to one another. O di ba? Matagal na din palang na-develop ang mga Facebooks, Messengers. Pero kailan lang natin nalaman, especially me, kailan ko lang nalaman when I was in grade 8. Dan ko lang na tutong gumamit ng Facebook pero hindi pa gaano. And guys, I give you a short trivia. And alam ko na karamihan sa atin ay alam na pero karamihan din sa atin ay hindi pa alam. That the founder and inventor of telephone is the Alexander Graham Bell during the Soviet Cold War. That cold is telephone and nag-upgrade into cellular phone. Cellular phone ang tawag sa mga mobile phone noon. And then, alam nyo naman na matatalino ang mga scientists and researchers noon. Then, kaya parang, inigtian nila ang pagtawag sa cellular phone, which is into a cell phone. Tinanggal lang nila yung cellular. And guys, nag-interview din ako ng senior high student and college student dito sa aming barangay. Kung ano ba yung naitulong ng internet sa kanilang pag-aaral o sa kanilang buhay. So, just watch this. And disclaimer guys, nagsuot ako ng face mask and nag-social distancing kami during the interview. Just watch the clip.
So, internet is a network, which is kapag naririnig natin yung mga salita na yun, ang unang pumapasok sa isip natin is yung word na connection, which is the special feature of internet. It connects people and they were able to share information and communicate to everywhere with an internet connection. And I was fully aware about the internet during senior high school, which I have seen or observed that internet is a provider of universal information, especially to us as a students, kung saan nakikita naman natin sa panahon ngayon, ngayong pandemya, na isa pala sa pinakamahalagang pag-usbong ng ating bansa ay sa larangan ng or sa aspeto ng teknolohiya.
When we say internet, isa ito sa pinakaginagamit sa buong mundo. Through the internet, we can share information and we can communicate anywhere, especially with our family na hindi na natin nakakasama. Maaari natin silang makausap through via messenger with the help of an internet connection. When I found out about the internet, I was in high school because nagagamit ko na siya that time. Paano naman nakakatulong ang internet sa buong mundo? Sa panahon ngayon ng pandemya, mas nakilala pa natin ang internet dahil nga nagagamit natin ito when it comes to the field of education, work at marami pang iba. May malaking naitutulong ang internet sa ating buhay, kaya ganun siya ka-powerful dahil may malaking gampanin ito sa ating mundo.
And that's it guys, dyan nagtatapos ang aking report about sa history of the internet. It means guys, it's more than decades bago na-upgrade ng tuluyan ang internet and nagamit ng buong global sa kasalukuyang panahon. So it means nagpapasalamat tayo sa mga scientists and researchers that time kasi nakaimbento sila ng ganitong bagay na sobrang nakakatulong sa ating buhay lalo na ngayon. As a student, of course, sobrang helpful ito sa akin, especially lahat ng students. And I hope na natuto kayo sa aking report at nakakuha kayo ng kaalaman tungkol sa history of the internet. Thank you for watching guys. I love you all.